All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I just wanted to kind of go live and talk a little bit about a recent discussion we had with Foster from Bears Country Podcast. We recorded with him on Tuesday and we had some good content there. But I just wanted to kind of dive in a little bit more in detail about the last game against the Browns and kind of what the issues there were that led to the loss at the end of the game. And, you know, um, we're going to start off by just kind of playing a little clip of that recording, just kind of hearing Foster's thoughts, hearing my co host David's thoughts, and my initial thoughts. And then I just kind of want to dive into the last couple drives of that game. So I'm going to go ahead and just play this clip for you guys, and we'll talk about it a little bit after it's done. Check this out.
As I go through the game, I remember being really excited because the first big thing that happened for the Bears was Brisker blocking that pass. Man, he batted the ball from Flacco, and as the game wore on, I was like, wow, we actually are looking pretty decent. I mean, we still had issues on offense, some spacing, play calling, not catching the ball. So you guys saw the game, man. Those first three quarters looked okay. I mean, we could have done better offensively, but you got to remember, Cleveland's the best defense in the NFL. So on the whole, it's the big things that glared to me. I mean, I could sit here and nitpick this game apart for an hour. I think I've done it twice in the last 2 days. But catching the ball, some spacing on the play calling, and you're gonna get into this, but I'm pretty worried about the interior of our offensive line if we got to go up against. That's a playoff caliber team, man. So it doesn't matter what we do during the season if we don't have the people and the system to finish the year off. And what do we all want? Super Bowl. There's too many things. Even it was like, oh, the defense was great. Defense was great. They gave up 230 offensive yards in the fourth quarter. No playoff caliber team or team that's going to be in the playoff. Well, if they're going to give up that much yardage in the playoff, they're done.
It was probably one of the more hopeful times I've had in the last 2 seasons, and I got really excited for the game. And because I think I got so excited, I kind of let some of the excitement and enthusiasm blind me a little bit. And so I guess we got what we expected. And Paulie, 20 minutes before game time, just said, "What do we know about this team?" At the end of the day, more than anything, is that they're incredibly inconsistent, and nailed it on the head. This was a microcosm game for the whole season. It was decent defense, completely lackluster offense in the most frustrating way, where that there's talented guys out there just not being used properly and all those things that we've been seeing all season. But it was just very disappointing overall. I think the way you keep up with Foster from, if you're going from the negative side of hey, if this is what you see against a playoff, high-level playoff team, the Bears actually competed really, really well and arguably should have won that game. So what do I see from it? I think it's a good sign. I think if you zoom out a little bit, right, because we were just so excited. I wanted to see some freaking play. I would love to watch a wild card first round bounce out. I would have killed for that. I'm so sick of, just watching loss after loss. And I got excited for a little bit for a playoff game. But in big picture, zoom out stuff, right? You can get frustrated individually with the game, and I was, and I think we all are. But overall, good signs of some things to come, because everything is young right now and inexperienced on this Bears team. So anything, you can always plan ahead and be very optimistic about the future. And then the second part of Foster, address what you said about 220 yards in the fourth quarter, and this is kind of what question I'm going to lead to eventually, but that was some of the worst ball control, kill the clock management I've ever seen. And consistently through the season, that is one of the worst areas of this team.
We've said this multiple times. I sound like a broken record. There's blame to go all around. There always is. Foster, I really like something you posted on Twitter recently, which was, hey, well, what percentage of the blame falls on Fields? And really, that's the question people should be asking, because yes, there's always blame. Nobody is perfect. And these guys sit there and, study tape, and they pick themselves apart, probably are way more critical about their own play than we ever are. And, it's funny because any kind of criticism you make, fans some fans cannot take it. And they always have to pick one side or the other. And it's not that, because sure, there's blame on Fields. However, I feel, if you want to talk percentage wise, no, I think probably the coaching staff did him more wrong than I give him blame for. So yeah, I think they deserve more blame than he does. However, you know, to David's point, yes, this team has had hot starts. Not this game. First four drives, punt, 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 punt. And then we're talking about not only just punts, but 4 plays punt, 4 plays punt, 7 plays punt, 5 plays punt. Well, you want to know how the end of the game went? The last 4 drives at the end of the game, 5 plays punt, 1 minute 52 seconds eaten off the clock. 7 plays punt, 3 minutes 21 seconds eaten off the clock. 5 plays punt, 1 minute 18 seconds off the clock. And then we had 6 plays in the last 32 seconds of the game that ended up with an interception.
As I go through the
All right. So, yeah, that was the conversation we had. And I just wanted to kind of look at those last couple drives and dive in and talk about it, because really, when you kind of get into detail a little bit, the coaching here is just so bad. I mean, there's very little complimentary football being played in situations like this. And the defense puts you in good positions all game. And you didn't do them any favors at the end of the game. So let's take a look at this. All right, so that's the first drive. We have run to try and eat the clock. Second drive or second play, you run, and now you're in a 3rd-and-1 situation. And the Bears kind of got a little cute here. They took their left tackle. If you notice, towards the left of the line, it's the center, the guard, and then it's Cole Kmet. Their left tackle's actually lined up all the way on the right side of the line. And that's not a position that he usually plays. And the Bears are trying something cute here. I mean, it's 3rd-and-1 in the 4th quarter. What you should be doing is playing checkers, and you're trying to play chess. Man, just get those tough yards. Let your running backs get the touches. Let them pick up the yard. That's what they're there to do. Instead, you take your rookie wide receiver, and you sit there and you hand it off to him, and let's look what happens here. Just stuffed, right? So from this view, you could see all the way at the far right, you have Braxton Jones lined up, and then Darnell Wright just to the left of him. And there's got to be some kind of miscommunication here, because Braxton Jones kind of works his way up to the second level. And if he's going to do that, then Darnell Wright needs to pick up that edge rusher right there, but he doesn't. He actually blocks towards the inside of the line. So I don't know if there was just some miscommunication there or what the issue was. I don't know exactly how the play was drawn up, but once again, you're kind of getting cute instead of just playing checkers and just, getting some tough yardage here. Now, the Bears have picked up 1 yard in multiple ways. They've done their version of the tush push. Fields has, amazing legs. You could always try and run it with him if you really wanted to. Or like I said, or just hand it off to the back, but trying to play like this. Now look, right there. You can see Darnell Wright's already going inside. And I think Braxton Jones kind of realized, oh no, he's still going to do his assignment, but something's not right here, because you literally just have a free rusher coming in at the running back. Right there. I mean, I'm sorry, not at the running back, at Tyler Scott, who's a wide receiver, a rookie wide receiver at that. And yeah, it just immediately kills the play. I mean, that's just terrible, terrible play call in that situation, right? So, you got the next drive. And here, Fields drops back, gets hit while he throws, erratic throw. All right. You should be trying to eat the clock, but okay, that's fine. You ran three attempts the first drive. So here we go. 2nd and 10. Now they're going to run the ball. Get stuffed. And now you have 3rd and 9. Guys, this is the end of the game. Now you're dropping Fields back. Doesn't see anything. He's going to pick this one up with his legs. Once again, though, you're kind of putting these players an uncomfortable situation. You're literally asking, 3rd and 10 is not a good spot to be in for any offensive in the league. Like that's a hard down to pick up 10 yards on, but Fields was able to do it. Still though, 1st and 10, you run the ball again, try and kill some clock. 2nd and 7, and you get sacked. And I mean, this offensive line does not do them any justice. I mean, you have Blasingame, number 35, is a fullback all the way on the right side of the field, split out as a wide receiver. As if he's going to like run a route or something, right? Like, once again, you're getting cute here. You're trying to play chess when you can't even play checkers. That's a fullback. Why don't you use him as a fullback? It's not Kevin Falk here. You're not the Patriots. And, Braxton Jones doesn't necessarily do a great job on the left side either. And look, both these guys come in. Yeah, you can't blame Blasingame for being in that situation and giving up that rush, because that's not what he usually does. That's not what he's on the team to do. So now you're in a situation where it's 3rd and 18. You're in the 4th quarter here. You're trying to keep a lead. So, I mean, it's just not going to happen, right? You try a screen, you pick up a good amount of yardage, but it's just not enough. 18 yards is too much. So, 3rd drive, you sit there, you pitch, stuffed in the backfield. Guys, a loss this bad. Once again, look, you have Cole Kmet trying to block Myles Garrett. Let me go back here a little bit. Number 85. I mean, I guess he's helping Braxton Jones, but for them both to not be able to contain this guy is a little silly. I guess Myles Garrett is a premier player in this league, but you got to do a better job at that, especially when you got two guys helping him block. And that's all we ever asked for from Matt Nagy, right? When he was having a game, just like, why don't you help chip block a little bit? Okay, well, they did that in the situation. You could blame this on player execution. However, immediately this kills the whole drive. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I don't like it. So now you're stuffed in the backfield. Now it's 2nd and 15. I mean, you're already putting your offense in a bad position. And like I said, this is late into the 4th quarter. You're trying to keep a lead here. So you attempt to pass. Once again, Fields gets hit. Now you got 3rd and 15. Yeah, and I mean, you're just asking for miracles to happen, and they're just not gonna. And then the 4th drive, at this point, you're already dead in the water. 30 seconds left or so. And I mean, you're just asking for miracles to happen. And, this throw was a little bit erratic. I guess he's on the run and everything, but it should have, that interior O-line did blow chunks, Foster. You're right. But that first pass was high. This pass, I always thought this pass was kind of funny because you sit there and you can just tell nobody knows who's getting the ball, but you got 2 routes essentially right in the same area, which is, I don't know. I don't really always like that. However, Tyler Scott is able to pick up some good yardage on this play. You get that miracle play, and now it's 1st and 10. You're running out of time, though. So, the throw to the out of bounds doesn't work. And then, you only have so much time. So there's another erratic throw, 3rd and 10. At this point, you're not worried about killing the clock because you're down. And, then we all know about this play, the Hail Mary that just winds up not panning out. Guys, the coaching staff play calling did not do this team justice. They put this team in a bad spot at the end of the game. The offense really did not complement the defense at all. Their focus should have been killing the clock, running the ball. And, some of the spacings on those pass plays were very rough. There was some receivers that also got off the line of scrimmage late when the ball was snapped. It was just sloppy overall. However, that falls on the coaching. That falls on the preparation. You could just tell that they have no true plan. Man, I'm a firm believer in you got to be able to play checkers first before you play chess. I remember, I believe it was Mark Schlereth once on Mike and Mike on ESPN 1000, and he said, no, actually it wasn't Mark Schlereth. Scratch that. John Yurkovich on ESPN Chicago. He once said, as a lineman, if he could just out physical you, if he could just manhandle you, you don't even get to the mental part of the game. If you can't match him physically, then he doesn't need to sit there and start playing chess and start doing the hand games and things like that to try and sit there and, go back and forth with you. No, he's just going to manhandle you. You have to get that part down first. You have to be physical. You got to be able to just do the simple stuff right and do the simple stuff successfully. And unfortunately, the Bears have not done that. So, yep, just want to kind of share those thoughts a little bit with you guys and talk about that. Like I said, I don't usually go live. It's a little bit unorthodox for me, but trying something different. So thank you guys for commenting. Thank you, Foster, for commenting. And yeah, I'd love to read some of your comments and hear your thoughts. So thank you guys so much. Have a good night.